Hello and welcome to the Daily Forex Report for January 19th. We are looking at the US-Japanese yen pair. This pair is moving sideways, as you can see. Did spike today, ran right into previous resistance, pulled back to close where some of the other sessions had closed. We are looking for it to potentially go as high as 77.57, possibly as low as 76.44. Look for some resistance around 77.32. And look for some support around 76.50. Now the Euro-USD pair, this pair broke its long-term, not only broke, but closed above its long-term trend line. I still believe we're going to see it push lower. It's been pushing higher all week. I do believe we'll see it push lower and probably not close above the 1,3000 level. However, look for it to potentially go as high as 131.06, kind of at the highest, possibly moving down to 127.50. Look for some resistance around 13005 and look for some support around 128.25. Now the pound US dollar pair, this pair is surging to the upside, closed higher. Look for it to potentially go as high as 155.85, possibly as low as 153.39. Look for some resistance around 155.25 and look for some support around 15400. Now the US Swiss, this pair closed down. Look for this pair to potentially go as high and hit resistance around 0.9380, possibly moving down and hitting support around 0.9300. Okay, now as far as news announcements go, what are we looking for news-wise during this next session? Well, at 2 a.m. Eastern, we have the German producer's price for December, which will affect the euro, of course, being released. Previous was 5.2%, dropping down to 4.6%, which will be negative news for the euro if it does come out that low or lower. We also have at 7 a.m. Eastern the Canadian Consumer Price Index for December being released. They're showing a slight decrease from 2.9% down to 2.8%. We also have the Canadian Bank releasing the Consumer Price Index core numbers for December. They're showing a slight rise from 2.1% up to 2.2%. Now, what am I looking for during this next session? Well, if you look at the pound, or first, let's take a look at the U.S. Swiss. You can see its long-term trend line has been broken and closed below it. Same thing with the euro. We talked about that already. Now, the pound US dollar pair, its long-term trend line has not been broken as of yet. You can see we are getting fairly close. I'm going to look to short, actually, when we hit this number right around the 155.33 mark, using a stop loss right about here at 155.73, and then I'm going to look to take profit down around the 5400 mark. Excuse me. Doing about a 45 pip to 50 pip stop loss, looking to gain about 125 to 130 pips to the downside. Let me zoom in on that and take a look at it. Basically looking for this surge to the upside to reverse, this trend line not to be broken, and if broken, not to push higher, definitely not to close. Looking for it to do this essentially. So looking to sell at 155.33. using a stop loss at 155.73. You could also bump that up to, say, 80 to get above the 75 mark, where we find some resistance. And then looking to exit at 153.97 as it comes on down, 15400, somewhere in that range. Well, I hope that helps, and until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.